Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2 on PS5 Pro, a much-needed image quality and performance upgrade. The Obelisk update is available to all players now and brings a new replayable map for the Operations PV mode, a new Chaos enemy, a huge Dark Angels cosmetic pack for Season Pass owners, and a lot more. Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2 is available now on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Steam, and Epic Games Store. It appears that both quality and performance modes will still be available for PS5 Pro users, but the rendering resolution will be improved in both, and PSSR will be used to upscale to 4K. Publisher Focus Entertainment has confirmed that Space Marine 2 is set to add PS5 Pro support. On Sony's new console, the third-person shooter will use PSSR to upscale to a 4K resolution in both performance and quality modes, with the former's native render resolution ranging from 1080p 1440p and the latter's from 1080p 2160p. Performance mode will also run at 60 FPS, while quality will target 30. On standard PS5s, the quality mode runs at 30 FPS with a native resolution between 1080p 1440p that is then upscaled to 4K. The performance mode runs at 60 FPS, while being upscaled to 4K from a native resolution that's between 720p 1080p. However, on PS5 Pro, the quality mode will have a native resolution between 1080p 2160p while being upscaled to a solid 4K through PSSR. It'll still, however, run at 30 FPS. The performance mode will run at 60 FPS, but the native resolution on PS5 Pro is bumped to be between 1080p 1440p. Quality mode, for example, currently renders at 1080p 1440p on a standard PS5 and then upscales to 4K using FSR. On PS5 Pro, this resolution will be increased to 1080p 2160p and will then be upscaled to 4K using PSSR. This should result in much better image quality, though the frame rate will remain at 30 frames per second. The 60 frames per second performance mode will still be the way to go for most players then, as that will now render at 1080p 1440p before being upscaled via PSSR, rather than rendering at 720p 1080p and then being upscaled by FSR. In addition to PS5 Pro support, December's update for Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2 will also contain the Dark Angels Chapter Pack. This chapter pack will introduce the Dark Angels Champion, which is a unique armor and banner set for the Bulwark class, as well as new visuals for 3 weapons and more. A new operation called Obelisk will also be added, and a new enemy called the Zanginger Enlightened will appear in all PvE operations with Chaos. All in all, December might be a good month to return to Space Marine 2 if you've dropped it for any reason. PlayStation 5 Pro support at last arrives for Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, resulting in one of the more worthwhile upgrades we've seen on Sony's mid-gen console to date. As of patch 1.5, PS5 Pro boosts performance in its 60 frames per second speed mode and addresses the, at times, blurry image quality in that very same mode. Speed and quality modes both use PSSR in place of the original FSR2 method to improve image quality, while also pushing the internal resolution on each mode higher and targeting a 4K output resolution. In brief, on quality mode we now get a 1080p to 4K range as the input resolution, while on speed mode that range adjusts to 1080p 1440p.